Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. This is a new world of darkness, Salem by Night venue scene. This scene is rated 18 and up. Uh, we will start with the school that Dawn recently burned down after the shooting, having been repaired. Students are now arriving to fill out their paperwork to get ready. Abel would see some familiar faces, a lot of new faces. He would notice Dawn, the one who warned him not to come to school, and she has an ankle monitor bracelet on her ankle now and a stitched up shoulder.
So Abel is he's a he's an African American man. He looks about 17 at the youngest, probably 18, 19 at the oldest. He's got a pair of glasses on, and he's dressed very modestly, very I guess you could say conservatively. He's wearing very baggy pants, a black sweatshirt, or a black hoodie. I'm sorry. He's got his backpack on. He's not really paying anyone any mind because no one is paying him any mind. This is kind of how it's normally been for him. He's
genuinely noticing you're going through life in a normal process, but you'd still notice faces going around you. You just wouldn't really interact with them.
Yeah.
The only faces you don't recognize are new staff and new students, and you notice the boys Don hung out with that, according to the local news, committed the shooting are not in the school anymore. Don kind of looks at you and goes, "Hey, stud muffin." Abel, I'm talking to you, man.
Oh, hey.
She kind of like rolls her eyes and like clicks her tongue in the typical teenage girl way, and she goes, boys. Kind of pull a flask out from under her shirt, sip from it, and offer him some. It's my medicine. Don't worry. I'll just say you were holding it for me. You won't get in trouble.
Nope, I'm good. Thank you.
So I guess when you got home, you learned why I told you not to come to school, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, they kind of lost it. That's why I don't hang out with them anymore. But at least I still got you, huh? And she kind of like elbows him playfully.
He blinks a couple of times, looking obviously very confused.
If you make a wits empathy roll, you can get something off that, because I know your mental skills would help you in this situation a little.
I don't know if I have empathy 2 or empathy 1.
Do I need to open your sheet for you?
No, I have it.
Okay.
Empathy 1, okay. I know what I'm doing first downtime, buying that shit up. He doesn't have the highest wits. Oh, whoops. One more. Okay, that's just 1.
It's still enough to tell she's just trying to be friendly. She's just picking on you and being friendly. Which,
Okay.
that's kind of Dawn's thing. She jumps between social groups and kind of rolls with anyone. So, did I tell you I've totally got a cop submissive to me?
No.
Yeah, he pretty much does. I can snap my fingers and he says, "How high?" It's great. Ow. And she'll, like, when she moves her stitched up shoulder, it's the last time I cover for a teacher.
What happened?
I took 3 slugs to the shoulder. What do you think happened? Well, 2 to the shoulder, 1 through right here, and she like puts her hands over her boob, close to where her heart would be.
Oh, sorry.
It's no problem. There's this one a-hole, though, Detective Black. I respect the guy, but he actually thinks I was involved. It's like, bitch, I tried to stop this shit. I warned the school staff they were gonna be stupid. But she'll put her flask away as she turns to him. Welcome back. As you can tell, we have tons of new security, and she like motions at security cameras and metal detectors. Do you want to hang out at the shop or anything sometime?
What?
Not like a date. I just want someone my age group to talk to instead of like 40-year-olds.
Abel still looks kind of amazed that someone asked him to hang out.
I mean, unless you get like offended by like my Egyptian statues or anything.
Egyptian statues?
I worship Iris.
Huh. Okay.
That's what I mean by shop. I thought you would be the one to know I was the local witch.
I've heard about it. Anything for Anubis?
Yeah, I've got some stuff for Anubis. I've got I forget. Are you like the other nerds at this school like to play video games?
Kinda. Play sometimes.
She kind of like bites her lip at Abel. He's not sure what the lip biting means at this point. She's like, I might have a game I want to play with you sometime. It's called The Way.
It's a very normal sounding name.
Yeah, it's kind of like a role-playing game. There's not like a whole bunch of violence in it, but it's got a really great storyline. It kind of just pulls you in.
I'll give it a shot, I guess.
You're a lot braver than and friendlier than I ever thought you were, Stud Muffin.
What?
She's just smiling at him now, almost like a cat that got caught in a bowl of cream.
Well, I guess I'll see you later, I guess.
I can't leave Salem, so yeah, you'll see me later. She kind of looks at the ankle bracelet when she says that.
Huh. Okay.
Stay out of trouble. There's enough ruffians in town. And then if anybody fucks with you, come tell me. I'll put my foot up their ass.
I think anyone that had a problem with me died.
Oh, you never know. Oh, Weave is still alive. At a character note, you would know Weave is a fellow senior who has purple hair and tends to just not really talk. She makes jewelry and hangs out by herself.
Yeah, as long as she didn't fuck with Abel. Abel's like, whatever.
Yeah. So, okay, so Dawn will go inside. If you follow her in, you will notice there are actual police guarding the entrances and exits. They are issuing now key card IDs to students. They can't open lockers, classroom doors without scanning that key card. And if they have any markers on their records saved on those IDs now, they don't let you in the room without a teacher's key card vouching for you to go in. And like even the doorways to the classrooms have metal detectors and stuff on them now. Okay, so now that Dawn is off this for now, you I don't think you need to really roll anything. I mean, if you want to roll something out and like forge your parents' signature on any paperwork, that's fine.
He's not going to do any of that. He's too able for that.
He's too much of a good boy. Dum dum dum. There was something else I needed. Where is it? Uh, okay, so you fill out your paperwork. They let you go to class. Class seems like it's going all right. We'll use that. Uh, that's your new teacher. You don't know her name. She tells you to just call her Miss White, and she tells you to take your seat. She doesn't seem very emotional. She stays very stone faced. She's in a very tight, no wrinkles business suit. She seems like the kind of teacher that everybody, even the nerds, is going to hate.
How tight is the business suit?
Very, very tight, like skin tight.
Abel blushes and he doesn't make eye contact with her.
She'll like look at your ID card that they put around your neck, and she's like, "Mr. Stark, you will take your seat now. How about in the back of the classroom?"
Okay. And we'll just kind of quietly go back there. No big deal.
I am a new teacher that the local police brought in to deal with you little bastards. My name is Miss White. I am from the local academy, St. Pyrrhus's Military Academy. You will not speak unless I tell you to. When you speak, you will say, "Ma'am, give me the answer to the question." Say, "Yes, ma'am," and sit back down. You will have 2 5-minute bathroom breaks, 1 hour lunch break. You will have a 30-minute afternoon walkabout time to rest your brains. Is that clear, students? Quite a few of the students mutter, "Yes, ma'am," groan.
Abel doesn't say anything.
If you do not respond to me, or I hear groans of misery and complaint, I will be seeing you lined up in the hallway holding pails of water, or you will be doing push-ups. She looks at Abel now. Is that clear?
He still isn't responding? Does Miss White have a high intelligence?
This woman does have quite a high intelligence, but she's
Um,
also military.
Note that she explicitly said that you will speak when I tell you to speak.
She is indirectly asking, though, is that clear?
If it seems like she's wants him to speak, like he's gonna look very confused and he'll say, "Yes, ma'am."
I need you to make a resolve empathy roll also.
That's one.
You're not sure what's going on, but it looks like her eyes turn bright red when they look at you from the dark green they originally were. And it seems like there's almost a hiss to her words now. You're not sure if Dawn slipped you something or what's going on, or if your brain's just stressed out from all the information you've got. But she's also now pulled you up by the arm. She goes, "Mr. Stark, we're going to have a word in private. So no leaving when the bell rings, okay?"
Okay, ma'am.
You see Dawn in her desk, where you can see Dawn, but she's behind the teacher with how you are angled, starting to reach for her kendo shinai.
Abel's not gonna like outwardly really say anything to her because like this crazy bitch is like, manhandling him. And Abel's pretty sure that's illegal, but yeah.
She'll let go of his arm and go, sit back down.
And he'll sit down.
You'll notice she goes over to the board and she starts writing trigonometry problems down on the board. She goes, you all can work these out until the period ends. So while you make your roll, she takes a seat at her desk, pulls out a book. You probably don't know what the language is, but the minute Dawn sees the book, Dawn starts coughing violently.
That rolls to finish all the trigonometry problems with 2 successes.
Did you re-roll your 10?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, it takes you a few minutes. There were a couple in there that stumped you for a bit, and then you realized they were trick. You also notice Dawn stopped coughing now, and she's in her desk very white-faced, just staring at the teacher in her book. And she's clutching her ankh.
I suppose she's a little too far away to communicate with.
She's about a desk and a half over from you.
Desk and a half over.
So
could he...
You remember in school how they used to line up the desks?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have a desk between you and her. You could try to get the other kid to pass a note. It's just, trusting the kid not to get the wrong idea, read the note, or just give it to the teacher or anything.
Depends on who Abel's looking at. Abel's not much of a rule breaker, but
let's see. Let's leave this up to the fate. Okay. The guy's name is Hubert. He's about a 260-pound kid who loves Pokemon and math.
That's iffy. He's either not a snitch or he's the biggest snitch ever.
Yeah. At that moment anyway, you notice the teacher glance up and go, Miss Georgestone, committing vandalism is not allowed. You notice Dawn has started sketching something into her desk. Which, if you make a intelligence wits roll, intelligence academics, you can tell more in this scene.
It's only one.
You can tell it's not English, but it's another language she's carving in.
Okay.
She's immediately, called up to the front, given a slip, and told to go to detention. That's what it was. Okay. The teacher starts to go to move her desk, but doesn't even touch it. She stops midway, kind of makes a noise, looks over at you and goes, "Did I say stop working, Mr. Stark?"
I'm done, ma'am.
Then you can go to study hall detention with your little girlfriend also. At that point, the whole class goes, ooh. And she starts passing out more detention slips. You've just been kicked out of class for being a smartass.
Abel's just sitting here like, I wasn't even being a smartass. Okay.
This is one of the NPCs I made for players to hate. She is a fucking bitch.
So he's just like, okay.
When you get to study hall, you see pretty much everyone that's in the new study hall are the dreamers and the gamers and not the social norms of acceptance for high school. There's like one girl that sticks out, and she's even in her cheerleading uniform. And she's like, yeah, I totally got, caught blowing my math teacher. That's why I'm here.
Okay.
Poor Abel.
Abel's just, as he kind of starts to put two and two together, that it's really all of the, not shitty people that are being sent to detention. Now he's getting a little salty.
As you come in, the teacher's like, sit wherever you want, do whatever you want. If you finished your homework and classwork, I don't fucking care. Whatever you fucking want, teacher, basically.
Fair enough for him. We'll just sit down because he already did everything that he needed to do.
Yeah, Dawn's sitting beside you now. She's pulled out her laptop, and she's got a program running that you can see it's the way, and then it's like that language she was carving into her desk is like going all the way down the black screen. The black boot up screen for the game.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yay, we have 4 viewers.
Damn, all right.
Make it good.
Abel's just kind of look over a little lazily and just be like, huh.
You want to try it? It's still booting up. It takes a minute.
Oh, no, I'm all right. I'm sorry. I was just curious. He'll just kind of bury his head back in a book.
You can watch. It's not hard. As soon as it loads up, it goes, welcome back, handmaiden and friend Stark. It uses the webcam to scan who's around and pulls your information. It makes the game more interactive.
That's extremely sketchy, but
you could do a roll because she's she's lying out of character,
yeah.
but you could do a roll to see if you could tell in game.
Sketchy. Fuck.
Yeah. Abel can tell she's full of shit and is bluffing out of her ass.
Upon being confronted with weird shit, Abel's just like, okay, and he'll just kind of scoot away a little bit.
It's almost like Final Fantasy theme music he hears play out of the computer, and it switches to a room of the homeroom they were just in with the bitch teacher, as everyone's calling her. And it goes, find the hidden objects is the only quest that pops up. These missions always suck. You have to find something that looks like it would belong, but it doesn't belong in the scene.
He'll click on Miss White.
oh God, yes. It dings. It actually makes a green check mark that off the list. She's like, oh, well, that was lucky. And it goes, friend Stark, do you want to play more?
If you don't mind, I don't have anything else to do.
The handmaiden has already passed trials. Let's see how far the friend gets.
Okay.
She kind of looks between Stark and the laptop and goes, be gentle. Stark is not sure if she aimed that at the game or him.
Yeah. He just kind of lazily shrugs. Just looking so sad. He looks so sad all the time. I can't stress that enough right now.
Dawn kind of wants to pet him. She's like, you can do this, stud muffin. You can do anything you put that beautiful brain of yours to. I get it. She kind of looks at his face. She's like, I'll stop cheering on you. Okay, the quest actually changes when you take the laptop from her, by the way. It goes, find your worst fear. Which she kind of looks over your shoulder and she goes, it doesn't actually have to be your fear, but it could be an item related to something you're afraid of.
Is he just gonna type it in or what? How is he gonna
Um,
enter it in?
you can use the mouse and click, or you can type and enter. Uh, or you can make an investigation roll, and I'll kind of describe what's all in the scene of the homeroom for you.
Okay. How much investigation do I have? Sweet, I got 2 dots in that. Let's get it.
So that would be a wits investigation.
Got it. Ooh, ain't got nothing, unfortunately.
Um, it's you can. I'll let you do a reroll real fast, but so far it just looks like the normal classroom. You're not sure if if you're afraid of anything, if it's in this room.
There we go. Slightly better. Got 2.
Okay. Um, you see a boy that looks almost transparent, and like everyone's just walking through him and around him and not paying attention to him at all. You see Miss White being Miss White. You see Dawn in the corner crying, and she's like holding a like blood-soaked blanket. You see a orb that's been like a globe, world globe, that's been set on fire. And you see a bunch of desks around the transparent boy where no one's sitting but skeletons. And like each desk has a different ornament on it. Like one's a fluffy bunny rabbit doll, one's a notebook, one's a computer, one's a bottle of alcohol. You know, just random things that you wouldn't normally see right away, and you would definitely not see in a painting of a normal school.
I'll type in his worst fear in the chat.
Okay. That would probably be the transparent boy that represents that best out of the options.
Yeah.
So, is that what you're going to choose?
Yep.
The game does the dot 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 because interesting fear. Next trial. I need you to roll a resolve composure.
That's actually one of his higher dice pools.
Yeah. Successes means how interactive this is about to become.
I got 2.
Okay. The next thing you know, Dawn sitting beside you looks like her avatar, which I will put up in an overlay for you. It doesn't look like Dawn anymore. It's going to probably cut it off some. That's the bottom half, but you've seen the full picture. I've sent it to you in chat.
Yeah. Okay.
She looks like a basically modern day knight. She seems to have a golden glow about her almost, and like everybody else is gone from the room around you guys completely, and everything looks old and rusted, and there's cobwebbing everywhere, and like these little black furry things scurrying around. She's like, oh fuck. I mean, I thought you were special, Stud Muffin, but I didn't think you were like me.
Fuck. What the shit? And by the way, here is more or less what here's more or less what Abel looks like at the moment.
Nice. She goes, oh my God, Stud Muffin, have you seen your inner self?
What are you talking about?
She,
Okay, moreover, what's happening? What, am I high?
okay, she's
I feel
gonna
like I'm
close the
high.
laptop, and she's gonna like take both of Abel's hands in hers. She goes, first, I need you to take 2 deep breaths in and let them out slowly.
Abel's trying to breathe, but he genuinely can't right now.
There. Oh God, I didn't think you were actually an Atlantean like me.
What now?
A child of Atlantis.
You mean like Milo in that movie? Is that what I'm understanding?
Yeah, kind of. But that city was real. Like, our bloodlines are descended from that city, this means. I mean, I thought that you were just like a changeling or something. I didn't
Oh,
think you were
what?
like, you're going to see a lot of cool stuff. Come on, I'll protect you and we'll get you through these trials and back to the physical realm. Basically, this is, what's the right word? This is basically limbo.
What?
It's a place between the physical and the spiritual realm. A lot of people, like myself, can project here because of our ancestry.
Okay. Stop. What? What? None of this is making any sense right now. I'm not gonna lie. I
She's
don't
gonna
know what kind of
open her
LSD
book
you gave
bag.
me.
Do I look like I take LSD?
Yes.
No. The only things I take is alcohol and pot, and that's for my PTSD. After opening,
PTSD as a result of LSD?
no, as a result of awakening to this as I was being shot by someone I thought I could trust. And she's
Sorry.
gonna hand her hand mirror over to him from her bag. Take a look at yourself, buddy. That's what you really are.
Ooh. Oh. Oh.
I mean, what? Did you think I always look like this? And she kind of like motions along the adult body she has now.
He just blushes. He just kind of looks away.
Oh my god. Hold on. I think I have to do a roll on Don for this to make it fair. Let's see. Wits, empathy.
I'm gonna roll composure subterfuge.
That's fine. Let me have my fun.
I'm just gonna let you know. It's my subterfuge. It's only one. So
Well, two successes for her. I was really hoping for a 10 in there.
only one, unfortunately, so she gets it.
Abel, are you a virgin?
Is that really important right now?
No, it's not. Just my mind bounces. Sorry. She'll pick up her very large, what you thought was a Shania in class, but it's actually what she has in this picture, very large knight style blade. Go. So let's go see what inner demons you have to go kill.
I have to go kill inner demons?
It's a metaphor. Come on, I can't leave you here. You'll turn gray.
Kind of just looks at his already kind of gray skin. I didn't know I was this ashy. Should put on more lotion before I leave the house.
Lotion, lotion is a person's best friend, and she'll kind of chuckle when she says that.
You think a lot about these things, don't you?
I'm a lonely 16-year-old girl. What can I say?
Yeah.
Um, the next room you enter, it goes, is the handmaiden your protector? And big words floating in the air. She'll be like, yep, I'm his guardian. Let's get these trials done with. Game kind of pauses. It's waiting for you to say yes or no.
Oh, yeah, I guess. I don't know.
You have chosen well for such a young and inexperienced person.
My parents are going to be so pissed if they find out I was on a drug trip.
The game kind of goes, drugs tend to help the transcendence, but we can tell you're clean of all urges.
It's
Do you?
exactly what my drug trip would tell me if I was on a drug trip.
The next thing you see appear are three objects: a skull, a knife, and a bowl. And it goes, how do these three items relate to one another?
A skull, a what, and a bowl?
A knife.
A skull, a knife, and a bowl. Okay. They're all just sitting next to each other. Are they all made out of bones?
No, the knife is silver. The bowl is made out of just like ceramic. And the skull is an actual skull.
Huh. Okay. We'll just kind of sit down and just kind of look and think for a bit.
You see Iris, not Iris, Dawn's like kind of bouncing and she's smiling like she knows the answer, but she can't say it.
So they're not made up out of the same thing. Um, is it just a normal bowl, one that you could just eat out of?
Yeah, you could eat out of. Like, if you look at it, it's got some decals of like the Celtic Trinity. But
Uh-huh.
other than that, it's just a normal bowl.
Okay.
Out of character, you probably know how they're referencing, but in character, now you could try to make a wits roll
Probably
and
I'll do
see
a
if you could
wits.
guess.
Do a wit, see if I can get a hint, because I want to figure it out of character. Woo! Ain't got nothing, because I only got 2 wits.
You're like trying to put the skull inside the bowl and see if that helps you figure it out. And Don's just like face palming behind you. The computer's like, "Do you need a hint, or would you like to call on your companion's help?"
I'll take a hint.
They all bear the same element.
Carbon?
Big red X appears in front of your
Okay.
face.
Hmm. Is there any silver on all of them?
There's only silver on the knife, and it's completely made of silver.
Okay. Okay, you sit there. Oh, hey, we can see. Are you just fixing the picture now?
I was trying. You can see a little more of her there now. You still can't see her head, though.
Yeah. um. It's not that they're all made out of metals, I'm assuming.
You can do another wits roll now that you've had a hint, by the way. For every time you get a hint, you can do another wits roll.
Woo! Still nothing.
I was going to say, if you have anything in occult, which I didn't think you did,
Oh, hell yeah.
you can put that with your roll.
I got 2 dots in a cult. Let's get it. Lol.
Okay, so you're now like poking at the eye socket of the skull with the knife, going, the same element. It does just like a little schoolgirl, like, ooh, 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 pick me.
He's still not. He's still not gonna do that. He's not gonna.
Yeah, yeah. You're stubborn. We get it.
So there's nothing between these 3 things that are obviously being held in common that he can just see immediately.
Not that's a scientific bond. This is more spiritual.
Okay, do you mean spiritual or ghostly? Because if it's spiritual, that shit's an inferior arcana for him.
That it's spiritual.
Yeah, no, at this point he's kind of looking at Don. He's like, I don't even.
They're all related to the element of fire. big green check mark, and then the words appear, "Are you completely untutored?"
Just hit yes.
The five elements of life. Fire in some way created all three of these elements. Fire was the breath that combined with wind that was blown into us to give us humans life. Fire was what helped form the bowl and the knife. She says to him and kind of motions him forward.
Oh
I,
man, if we're going that spiritual, the Moros with fucking Envir Arcana Spirits, like what the fuck?
okay, the next trial room is a graveyard.
Just kind of blink a couple times, look around. Okay.
Find where your true self lies, is all the room tells you. Each gravestone, it's not a very big. There's like, I'd say about 7 gravestones in a row. And other than that, it's just creepy plants and a fountain. The first gravestone is very floral and happy, and there's a picture of him with his parents actually smiling while with him on it. The second gravestone is him in his room doing his homework. The third tombstone is just him. I'm not sure hobby wise what you chose for him, but out doing a hobby he likes.
It's probably just reading or gaming, one or the other.
Well, we'll choose gaming because I already did reading. The next tombstone is him lying, staring up at the roof in his bed. And the fifth one is him walking through town with his head down, people looking at him, pointing at him, talking in the picture, but nobody's talking to him. And the sixth one is him being yelled at by Miss White. And the seventh one is the first time Dawn called him stud muffin.
Abel's going to pick none of these things. He's going to walk to the side, and he's going to draw out very crudely a picture of a man that Don can presume to be himself, in fairly nice clothes, with other people, and he represents them with stick figures, and they're all very close to him.
Big green check mark. And it goes, you learn and grow, but you don't cling to things you wished for when you were younger. Don kind of pats you on the shoulder and goes, "Aw, stud muffin, you're more like me than you thought."
Yeah. Just kind of shrug.
The next room says the trial of trust, and it's got a shoulder harness with a rope on it, and the rope is very dingy looking, and it goes, one must lower and then raise back up the other.
Okay. Huh. He looks at Don. He's like, "You ready for this?"
Do you want me to go down for you, or do you want to go down?
Yeah, I can go down, I guess.
The room at this conversation also adds a ...
Yeah.
The room got that I was picking on you before you did. She'll kind of like lay her sword down. All right, come on, big guy.
We'll just go.
All right, so you're going to lower her, or is she lowering you?
He'll lower her if it's that big a deal at the moment.
She'll strap herself in, and she goes, I want you to know something. If you drop me, I'm going to shoot myself back up here with light, come after you, and I'm going to stick something where the sun doesn't
He
shine.
just lowers her down.
All right. You're going to need to do a strength check.
Okay. Is it with athletics?
Sure.
Thank the Lord I bought athletics.
Well, I'm thinking about it. At first, it was going to be straight up strength, and I'm like, no, he's got to kind of aim that rope and stuff too. So,
I'll drop a willpower because he doesn't want to drop her.
yet
There you go. Got one.
one success. You get her down there, but you hear a oof. She's like, it was a lot closer up than we thought. Oh God. Ooh, shiny. You'll feel her like grabbing for something, and she'll like give the rope a tug to pull her back up.
And then he'll pull her back up.
Okay. Uh, when she pulls you back up, it looks almost like a giant egg. What she grabbed, and it's all white, but it's shiny white, almost like made out of ivory, kind of white. She'll hand
Okay.
she'll hand it to you and be like, "It suits you, all white and pure."
The black nerd kind of just blinks a couple of times.
She's laughing now. Loosen up, Abel. Trust me, I might say these are dangerous, but unless you like go the Moros Watchtower, it's not gonna get too bad. But based on what I'm seeing so far, that's probably how you're gonna go, or you're gonna go and join the demon worshippers.
Goddamn LSD.
um, she'll pick her sword back up. She'll kind of drag it along, and the next room is the room of truth. You must admit something no one knows about you to the other. Do you want me to go first, Abel?
Uh, sure. Still kind of convinced that this is a drug trip.
Before my mom went into the mental facility, she tried to cut my head off. She was a crackhead and a prostitute.
No one's ever told me that they loved me.
I need to make a roll now because A, that's something they have in common, and B, I need to do a
Triggery as fuck, isn't it?
composure. Oh God, I don't know what else I'm supposed to actually roll with that composure roll.
What's she trying to do, if you don't mind me asking?
6, 7, 8, 9 dice. There we go. Willpower and composure. Uh, First of all, it's mainly not to cry while she does something. Okay. Um, Abel, the next thing you see is her drop that sword and just grab Abel and hug him.
Okay.
Shut up, you jerk. You're my friend. I love you. And she'll go and pick her sword back up. The room has also started pestering you, going, correct. But those are things anyone could know with a simple background check or a reference to your personality. Dawn kind of chews on her lip. So we have to go more personal than something that hurts us. The room goes, yes. Besides, Abel gave the same answer you gave 2 years ago.
That's a bit unfair. Why is my performance dependent on her past performance?
Because you're a team. Teams
Yeah,
take the merit and the flaws of each other.
but that wasn't really a flaw.
I'm bored. Entertain me. Is the next words that pop up. I guess I should have told you with a game like The Way, being self-aware, it's got the mind of a fucking 5-year-old.
So the mind of normal people that play MMOs. Got it.
You just see darts being shot at you from, like, eye glare.
What's your normal age range?
I normally play MMOs. Are you saying I'm a 5-year-old?
No, but you're out of the age range.
She kind of like growls a little. Oh, I know. I haven't seen my dad. In the room interrupts her. Everyone knows you haven't seen your dad all year.
I didn't know that. This is awful a lot based on what you think.
You, Abel, were out of town.
Why does that then? Are you saying I'm not everyone?
No, you're a speck on a tiny planet of 60 billion people.
60. Wow. Didn't know we shot up that high.
You would be amazed what all lives on this planet. I'm not only counting humans.
Oh, hey, it's the first interesting thing you said all day. Now the LSD's getting
I
interesting.
need you to make a stamina just stamina roll.
Let's get it. Dropping willpower. Abel's letting the snarkiness come out a little bit. This game's had it. He's had it with this fucking LSD trip talking shit.
The next thing you feel, it's almost like, you know those lamps you touch and they zap you and make the little electricity? The little light lamps? It feels like you have one of those all over your whole body. And your hands are now chained together around the wrists. It's not super tight, though. It's like you're wearing a pair of old-fashioned chain cuffs.
You know, there was a book I read that was a lot like this.
Are you saying that in game?
Yeah.
Okay.
It says that. It's becoming very clear to this program that the more Abel is getting pushed right now, the harder he's going to push back until it kills him, because he's pretty sure he's on drugs. No matter how much pain you inflict on him, he's just going to think he's on drugs.
You see Dawn get kind of annoyed, and she goes, if I give an answer that no one but myself knows, can it count for both me and the friend? The room's like, if the answer's good, yes. The first and last time I had sex, I was 6 years old. The door to the next room opens with a very awkward silence from the room now, of just multiple period dots going across the air. Can we just go now?
Sure. Is he still handcuffed?
Yeah. He can move his arms and stuff. It's not like really tight. It's just you annoyed the room, so it put a restraint on you. The next room actually looks like a corporate office. And it's your dad and a bunch of his co-workers there. Out of character, I don't remember what you said your dad actually was.
Make it up. Make it up as we go along. I'm cool with this. I figured he was like an accountant or something at some soulless corporation. Like
Actually, there is a branch of Pentax in Salem, so...
Pentax exists in New World? All right, let's get it.
I wrote it in for myself.
All right.
I liked the reference. Um, yeah, so your dad's like sitting in the head office, like yelling at this little old guy. He looks like 83 years old, and he's holding a mop and is in a janitor's uniform. He's like just yelling at the guy, "You're worthless. You can't do anything. You're garbage." But the guy has your last name on his name tag also. Would you like to roll anything?
I don't know what I could really roll in this specific circumstance. Am I
Do
able
you
to
have any?
interact?
Yeah, you can touch things, push things. An investigation roll could probably get you something.
It could, but it
Wait,
won't.
that would be wits and investigation, hun.
That is my wits and investigation.
Oh shit. Let's see. You can wander around and look at things, try to interact. Dawn is gonna make her own roll.
This character is made to be smart as fuck, be smooth as fuck, and be
Oh
able to withstand
shit.
mental assault.
Oh
Good
god.
thing we ain't playing Classic World.
Oh yeah. um, Dawn is still, she's not doing much investigation. She's still feeling uncomfortable from the last trial. So she's kind of like leaned up against the wall, just watching you do your own thing, holding her sword at ready in case she's got to kill a motherfucker.
We'll just kind of, fuck it. Fucking hate LSD. As he just kind of strolls on over to his dad, yelling at the janitor.
Hold on a minute.
Okay.
Sorry, little kid I'm babysitting came in the room. I need you to roll a, oh, what is it? Empathy and a wits.
That's one.
That's actually enough for what this is. You realize once you get closer, this guy looks a little bit like your dad, but this is not your dad. This guy looks a lot like your dad, but he's not your dad. And then you can see he's got paperwork in front of him that he's signing. You can watch his hand moving as he's signing them. He's got a wallet sticking out of his pocket some. He's got he's got a little tattoo on his hand that's you can see the tips of out of the cuff of his sleeve. It's like right on his wrist below the actual hand where it connects. So what do you want to do?
He'll just kind of look at the paperwork some.
The guy is signing Abel Stark.
As he's so Abel. Oh, okay. So it's Abel that's yelling at the old man. Okay.
The old man with Stark as his last name.
Okay.
Don kind of looks at you and is like, "You want me to pick any other pockets or anything?"
Nah, I'm gonna talk to him.
Do you even know how to interact with one of these yet?
I don't know what one of these is, but
These are spirits of possible futures, inner thoughts and beings that could come into existence.
So LSD trip goes. Okay, cool.
You kind of hear her say something, which you can roll an intelligence wit, wits academics roll.
Woo.
It's Latin, she's saying. You don't know what she's saying, but you know it's Latin she's talking in.
Okay.
Woohoo for photographic memory and multilingual and other such goody little things. Okay, so you're gonna try and talk to the guy. Shit. I need to open your character sheet real fast to see what you would actually roll for that. All right. You need to roll a occult and probably a mana roll, because even though you're not fully awakened yet, you're still going to passively know how to use that. Well, subconsciously know how to use that. You probably won't even realize you're doing it. So
I'm
roll
rolling my.
your roll your total value of mana and your occult.
When you say my total value, do you mean the what at my current mana or the highest amount of mana I could have?
Your current mana, sorry,
No
which
biggie.
has 4 on your sheet.
Yeah, because it's half wisdom rounded up, I believe.
Yes.
Okay, so it's plus occult. I'll get it.
Oh shit.
Okay, that's 2.
You get the guy's attention and he turns and looks at you, but he doesn't look like he recognizes you at first. Like, he doesn't realize you guys are the same person. He's like, boy, what did I tell you about being here? I don't have time for you and your worthless mother.
It's not good to tear into people like that. Come on, sit down. What was the problem?
You see the other employees get up and leave the room, including the old man, who's crying as he left. And you see, we're going to call him Future Abel, get up. Future Abel's about 8 feet fucking tall. And he's not like a big muscle bound guy, but you can tell he's a skinny muscle guy. And he goes, and who the fuck says my little boy, my little 8-year-old bastard, can talk to me like that?
No one. It was his choice to do that. Is that why you're angry?
Okay. Thanks for making me have to open this sheet. Let's see, that's 5 in strength, 3 in athletics. I don't think Don's going to be too happy. 2 successes. The guy is going to punch past Abel. You're Abel.
Punch past me or just punch me?
Punch you.
Okay, we'll take the hit. 2 bashing as he just kind of wipes the blood away from his nose.
Now you go home to that whore of a mother and you wait for me to get home.
Then what? What happens after that? You're so angry. I remember when I was angry. It's easier to let go. It's easier to.
Dot has pulled her hand mirror out and put it beside your face between you and older Abel. So you could see how he's seeing you. Which you look like this dorky little 8-year-old boy. Like, same clothing, just like little 8-year-old body.
It's not gonna stop him. He's just gonna say, "What do you want me to be when I grow up?"
Boy, I don't even care if you grow up. You were a mistake. Nobody wants you.
But I'm here anyway.
Yeah, unfortunately. Gotta screw everything up like normal. God, why are you here? What do you want? Like, every time he talks, you see like this black smoke kind of like come off of him and he seems to grow bigger.
Abel's not really that afraid at this.
It's not really
He's
an afraid thing he's doing, though.
okay.
It's more of a you hear something enough, your subconscious starts to believe it. It's fucking with you, basically.
Mm-hmm. And he's just gonna say, "Why are you angry?"
Angry because I'm stuck with people like you. Stuck with my father as a pathetic, worthless janitor. Stuck with my mother as a live-in nanny for your sorry ass. Stuck with my wife, who God knows who she's fucking when I'm at work. God, can't anyone be on my level? Why does everyone have to be beneath me all the time? Dawn, Dawn's just like shaking her head in the background.
Don't raise yourself above everyone else. I'm only 8 years old. There's not much I can really do. Did you consider that your wife may be with you because she loves you and she's not out cheating on you?
That's 3 successes to a slap upside the head.
Okay, 3 more bashing. He just sits there and takes it.
Boy, do you know how much I paid your mama? It was 10,000 for the first night, and she got knocked up with you the first night. If anybody ever tells you, oh, you were a little miracle baby, we planned you. No, the condom fucking broke. At
But you
this
married her
point,
anyway.
I only married her because A, she was pregnant and I thought I'd get a somewhat useful brat, and B, it turned out her daddy was a fucking senator. Dawn is unsheathing her sword, by the way.
He's just gonna roll. It's the first time he's. I think maybe a social roll may be needed at this point
Yeah,
because we're just kind of talking. Manipulation, persuasion.
go ahead.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You'll just pull off the hood that he's had on. Probably drop another willpower. 7, 8.
Oh,
Oh, let's
Jesus.
get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Okay, time to talk. And he's just going to say, I don't think that's true. And I know you don't think that's true. You married her because you wanted a legacy. And somewhere down the line things may not have gone the way that you intended to. Maybe no one saw you. Maybe no one saw all the work that you did. I see you. I see what you do. I don't ignore it. I notice it. And I will always remember that.
You bastard. The next thing you see is just like all the smoke come out and it's like turning like gray, then white, then clearish. Almost like, you know how you see stuff like on wind when it's blowing? That's kind of how the steam's going. And he's shrinking instead of growing now. And he kind of shrinks down to he's about like a 3, 4 foot tall. Kind of crawls up in his chair and glares and is like mumbling giddish at you.
I see you. And I will always remember you.
Door to the next room opens. Dawn kind of looks over at you and is like, you ready to go forward, stud muffin?
Yeah. By the way, can you get Mom some Taco Bell? She misses Taco Bell.
The thing isn't even talking what you know is English. Hold on.
Okay.
Sorry, I've got little kid asking if he can get on a video game. And he's got other games to play. All right. So she leads you to the next room. You're cracking up over there.
No, I saw something on Facebook.
Um, the next room that you're led to is like it's set up for like a family dinner, but nobody's there. Like the whole table's set up, the chairs are pulled out, the fire is lit, but no one is there. And it goes, assign the roles, and then the floor opens across the room, and a table comes up with a bunch of dolls on it. But there's not enough dolls to fill the whole every seat. Uh Yeah, I didn't have this in my trials, so I think this is your best area. Like, you can tell me what to do, but
So it's a living room with a table, more or less, and chairs and stuff.
you know, like in those holiday gift cards, like the pictures of the families with the fireplace and the Thanksgiving dinner table, and it all looks happy and cozy.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it looks, and it's telling you to take the dolls and set up how you think the family should look. But there's not enough dolls for every seat at the table. There's only four dolls. One's a teddy bear, one looks like a Raggedy Andy doll, one's a unicorn, and one's a snake.
And how many seats are there at this table?
7.
Oh, there's not enough dolls for the seats. Okay. Right? Is that what I'm?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes.
I thought you were saying there weren't enough seats for the dolls. Like I thought there were the dolls outnumbered seats. My bad. Okay. So he doesn't even use chairs. He does something a little weird at first, just to kind of see what's happening. Um, the bear is kind of sat up, like on the actual table in front of a plate. Um, the Raggedy Ann is kind of put next to him to imply that they're like friends or something and that they're eating together. Um,
The
the
unicorn.
unicorn, the unicorn and the snake are actually placed opposite of one another. Again, not really using chairs. Just to see what happens, he just kind of puts them like on opposite ends of the table, so it looks like they're opposing one another.
The room goes dot dot dot. Explain your answer.
Ex-
You're What do you mean? I mean, why not use chairs? Why does the unicorn and the snake face off? Are those two lovers? And it like makes a light go up on the ones sitting closest together.
well, a snake represents, or it can represent deception, while a unicorn can represent innocence. While they may not have to necessarily like each other, and you can think of them as liking each other, you can oppose something and like it. The
Hmm.
bear, the bear just reminded me of it was a cute bear, and Raggedy Anns always get tossed and forgotten, so I thought she could use some company. And chairs, well, the dolls are kind of big. We're too small for chairs. We could use the chairs for something.
The room goes, interesting. You know what I think?
Okay, go ahead.
The whole room sets on fire. Everything. Walls, the floor. There's like a circle space of no fire where you and Dawn are standing.
Why destroy all of it?
To renew, Dawn will whisper to you, fire cleanses. The room doesn't understand full emotional connections. So if it doesn't understand something and thinks it's too dark or negative, it cleanses it away for the next trial.
I didn't think what I was doing was that dark or negative, but okay.
Stud Muffin, you realize how poor and depressed you actually are?
What?
You're like a sad puppy. Every time I see you, I just want to like cradle you in my bosom and tell you everything will be okay.
Yeah, I've never really known anything different, so I didn't think of it as depressed.
God, are we all gonna be fucked up?
Who's we? I'm just tripping on LSD.
The next room is a simple, looks very sterile, all white room with a stainless steel and black leather chair in the middle, and it says, "The friend, have a seat."
Okay, go ahead, take a seat.
The handmaiden restrain him.
He just kind of holds up the handcuffs.
They disappear after Dawn walks over, and she restrains your wrists and fisticuffs attached to the armrests of the seat. She goes, "Don't worry, I'll kill anything that I'm able to kill, but if I die, I tried." And she'll like kiss your forehead.
LSD.
Um, as you say that, this very large, almost like a half dome with two needles that are going straight down towards your eyeballs comes down from the ceiling.
Ooh, needles that are about to gouge my eyes out. Right?
It like stops half an inch above your actual eyes though, and there's a light forming on each one. And it's like a pulsing light, almost like a strobe light.
So glad I don't have epilepsy.
Okay. I need you to make a resolve occult roll.
Two.
Pretty much everything you know from your real life flashes before your eyes, and then like a behind image, like hidden pictures almost, start flashing of Atlantis. Well, you don't know that it's actually Atlantis, but it's like this beautiful utopia where there's so many mechanical marvels and science is at its peak and everything seems to actually be going good. And then something happens and it just starts all falling apart and everybody in the town starts fighting with each other and there's skeletons forming and bombs dropping and whatever the shiny light that was over the city is like slowly collapsing down and off the sides of it, and people are trying to get away on boats and the rest of it's sinking beneath the water, and you swear to God that this is you're gonna need to do a some kind of wits roll because your brain is starting to realize this is not actually an LSD trip.
Uh, some kind of wits. Well, if he's trying to, oh, is this to realize that it's not an LSD trip?
Yeah.
For the sake of story, can we say that he's figuring out it's not an LSD trip, or do
Yeah.
you still want to roll?
Yeah. You don't have to if you don't want to. I don't mind just role playing it out.
All
You're
right.
only realizing there's something else going on here. This is like the time your grandpa sat with you all night talking, and then your dad told you you were being a whiny, stupid baby because your grandpa had been dead for 10 years. On your other side of the family, not your dad's side.
Mm-hmm.
So these images continue flashing, and then it goes from this guy that got from the town, you're following him through the images of your memories flashing with it, to he comes to this new world and he gets married, and then each generation goes and goes and goes and goes, then it just stops. It's just you. The image is still sitting there, and the room goes, "What is the meaning of life?"
To live.
Hmm, interesting. How would one live?
However you chose to do so. But make sure you have as little regret as possible when you're done.
The evil eyeball dome, as we shall call it, slowly rises up as the lights shut off. And you see standing across from you and Don, it looks to be about 4 or 5 year old boy. He's got like curly, fuzzy hair, and he's like in a big, baggy sweater and a pair of shorts. He goes, "You interest me. You're like some of the others, but you don't fully think like them. It's like your brain's been mushed a little with too much of this modern world."
Sorry.
"I do not understand this concept of sorry. You have not broken a law. You have not offended me. Why say sorry? You and the handmaiden do that. There's no reason to apologize if you have not broken a law."
Hmm. Sometimes it's good too, because no
Are
one else will sometimes.
well, I've learned much about you. You would definitely not fit in with the Celestials like she is. So, let's go get you signed.
Hmm. All right.
I he'll lead you to what looks like a beautiful open field with like a long path going up to all these different towers. Each one looks different in its own way. One looks like it's straight out of the story of Rapunzel. The next one looks more like an armory or a military barrack. Another one looks kind of like it's falling apart and it's like an old ruin. That one's also got a graveyard in front of it. The next one looks like an evil sorcerer, like Merlin's rival's tower almost. And it just kind of goes on like that. "I can tell you where I think you belong, but in the end, the final choice is always yours. Go make your path and write your name."
Okay.
And,
Well,
"Oh, and human," the
yeah.
boy will say, "names have power. Always remember that." And he'll go and sit down. At least you think he's sitting down, because as he goes to sit down, he just fades.
Hmm.
Don will go, "I'm going to go to my tower and wait. Just call me when you're done. This area's safe. There's no enemies."
All right.
She'll go on to the one that looks like a barrack. You'll see like some guys hanging out around it immediately take a military stance, and you hear them yell, "Welcome home, Sergeant."
We'll just kind of shake his head at that one. Um, he looks at the beautiful field.
Um, Besides the watchtowers, there's flowers, there's other people. Some of these people you've actually seen around Salem hanging out. They kind of look at you and they wave, but they're dressed different. Like their clothes, like for example, one you know is a CPS agent in town to deal with some of the kids involved in the case. You heard about her. She's there and she's in a long black robe and with like metal skeleton body parts like framing her like jewelry, and she's got black lipstick on.
We'll wave to her.
She'll smile very sweetly. She'll walk over to him and go, "I'm Melody of Justice. You must be Don's little friend.
Something like that.
Have you chosen a name?"
Not yet. I don't know what I'd go with.
"We're all like that for a little while at first. Just Pick something that can't be easily connected to the real you, and never give your real name to someone you don't trust.
Okay.
You'll notice the tower that's like really dark and hellish looking has very lovely, almost red skinned women like giggling, and they're like completely naked and trying to beckon you over to them.
Yeah. He's like, nah, I'm okay.
Yeah, we call those ones the warlocks. They tend to make contracts with demons for and trade for pleasure and power.
Well, that sounds fun.
Um, did Dawn tell you anything about her tower?
Not really. I don't know too much.
Dawn is a celestial. She calls on the powers of heaven, angels, that sort of thing. She'll point over to the fairy tale castle. She goes, they call on some vile creatures. Some of us like to call them the little people.
Hmm.
They're not as nice as fairy tales tell you they are. And then that one way over there with the overgrown bushes and everything are where the shamans and the hippies hang out. And she'll kind of sit on one of the tombstones outside her watchtower. She's like, and I think you can guess what I am, sweetheart. You will also notice when she calls you sweetheart, it's more like how a mom would talk to a kid. She's not hitting on you or anything, she's just treating you like a little kid.
Who's Blanket look at the decrepit, like decaying one, and he's like, huh, not much happens here, is there? Does there?
In this area, no, we all work to protect it. It's our little piece. This is the Tower of the Necromancers, though, or the Moros, as we call them.
Necromancy.
The ability to work with the dead, yes.
So ghosts are real?
Yes. Typically, those who awaken to this watchtower choose it because they've already have some sort of sixth sense towards those who are past.
Hmm.
Say, a dead loved one visiting you as a child, even after years after their death, or reliving an accident in your dreams of someone you know who passed away, that sort of thing.
Are ghosts ignored often?
For the most part, and by normal people, they're ignored. By anything else walking, they're either manipulated and abused or befriended.
I don't like being ignored.
And here I thought you weren't ignored. All of us higher ups watched your trials. We see you come from a painful past, but you seem to have made at least one friend.
About 20 minutes ago.
Hmm. Let me give you a piece of advice. Dawn would not be friendly with you if she did not think you were worth being friendly with, and Dawn is always a good judge of character. Well, at least since her awakening.
Hmm.
So, you don't want to be ignored? I could put you to work. I know people who are ignored all the time who could use a friend, and you would be able to know how to talk to them.
All right.
Just go inside and sign your name.
Okay. He just walks on inside.
Um, it's a very, very large. You're not sure what it's a skeleton of, but it's a very large skeleton going from the very top of the tower all the way down. And every piece of it till towards the bottom of it has been covered in names carved in. And there's a knife laying in front of it with a sign that says, "Carve your name."
So he'll just look at it, pick it up. Is this where he'd inscribe his real name or a shadow name?
You can inscribe your shadow name. They prefer that you don't do your real names here. If you want, you can, but it is also enchanted where no one but those of your tower can see your real name.
Okay. Yeah, so he'll think a bit.
For out of character reference, for example, Walter, the other mage player, did his real name and then wrote his shadow name beside it. Same
Okay.
as Dawn did, so.
So he'll just think and he'll say, "Oh, that name works." We'll just put blade to stone and he'll just start carving in very slowly, and A first, then a V, then an E, then an R, then an N, then a U, then an S. He spells out Avernus.
Avernus.
Yeah.
Um, your name actually is glowing on the bone. You're going to need to do a how am I going to do this? Roll your gnosis, your mana, and your occult to see just how much this is about to fuck you.
Okay, my gnosis, my mana, and my occult. Let's get it. Still 2. Not as bad.
The next thing you feel is it feels like something has slammed something inside of you and is pulling hard. And all you hear in your ear is, "Don't worry, I might take a little piece, but I'm going to put in so much more." And then you black out. I need to roll my fate dice. Sorry, give me a moment. Okay, you're all right. It's not that long before you wake back up. You're back in study hall. Dawn's sitting beside you, kind of like tapping her foot. She'll look over at you and go, "Did you have fun, stud muffin?"
I assume that was better than LSD.
Oh my god, I've never taken LSD.
I know.
It's definitely better. As soon as the bell rings, though, she'll pull you by the hand. She'll be like, "Come on, let's see what you can do. I'll take you to the graveyard. You can meet Grub."
Okay.
A lot of your classmates, as you're walking out, though, will go, "Ooh," and she'll kind of like flip them the bird because she's like holding your wrist, pulling you along still.
Okay. Actually, as he sees Miss White, he's going to try a thing.
Go ahead.
Well, he's going to accidentally do it. He's going to accidentally activate Death 1. He's going to use Death Sight.
First of all, let's roll one fate dice.
Okay.
Okay. Sure, you can do it. I'll
Okay,
let you accidentally do it.
4, and then 5 for his merit that gives him +1 to improvised casting. Oh, yeah. Okay. Still just 1. Last for a
All right,
believe for a scene.
What does Death Sight do?
Pretty much, it's Mage Sight, but through the lens of the Death Arcana. I believe this would grant him the ability to see ghosts and the weight of death on others. So people that may have
Okay.
killed a lot of people, those that are suffering from terminal illnesses,
You
people that just know a lot of people that died, will just ping really hard on this.
let me tell you then. Something seems off about Miss White. She does not seem normal. Like when she turns to look at you with that death sight, her face is completely disfigured. It's almost like her face, but it's got serpent like features. Even her tongue is forked, and her fingers seem to drip blood, and they have like long talons hanging off of them. And she just oozes blood all over her, off and trailing off into random locations. Long trails, like even going out of the school door.
Back of his head, Avernus is just thinking, yeah, I'm gonna kill her. She's dying.
Which Dawn already kind of knows what's up with Miss White, and she goes, "Now that you're kind of awakened, you can see she's not human, huh?"
Yeah, no. She looks a little malicious, actually.
That's a demon for you.
Oh, what now?
A demon. There,
Okay.
there's a few in town. Oh, I should warn you, Grub is not human either. Well, she used to be. She was taken as a kid.
Taken where?
Um, a good way to put it in modern pop culture, she was taken to Neverland.
Why do I feel like that's absolutely terrifying?
It is a little bit, seeing how she was born in the 1700s and she still looks like 10 years old.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Okay.
When you get there, you see a very dirty looking, looks about anywhere from 7 to 10 years old girl, almost blinding blue eyes staring out, and she's covered in dirt. Like the only clean thing about her is a bright pink Hello Kitty backpack. She's also laying across two of the
Okay.
graves, and she has a very large stick in her hand, and her eyes are very wide open, and there are multiple cans of soda and bags of sweets around her. Uh, Demons are what drives Grub apparently not to want to sleep. Welcome to Grub's house, she'll say, motioning to the two graves.
Why does she live here?
That's her mom and her dad. We've tried to get her to live other places. She won't stay away from their graves too long. And she'll like raise the stick up. You can tell she's on the brink of crashing, and she's trying not to. That is because bad men come here and they dig up mommy and daddy and all their friends, and they do bad things to their bodies. Are you a bad man? And points the stick at him.
No. At least I don't think so.
I don't know. My daddy said, "Yeah, I mean, black men are bad men." Who's your master? And you just see Dawn just face palm.
Should I go?
No, trust me. She says some weird shit, but she's not racist. I promise.
Sound
1700s.
we would still consider that racist.
No, but I mean, do you realize what it's like to explain what a car is and why it doesn't have horses pulling it to the girl?
Yeah, sure. Whatever.
So, is he like me or is he like you? You can answer for Dawn if you want.
He's gonna say, I'm like her, sort of.
Oh, you're a witch.
Not really. I'm just me.
Oh, sweet. Oh, you sweet, sweet summer child. Plain as day just says it like that. She goes, well, hmm. She kind of does like a pouty face when she watches you. My name's Catherine. People call me Grub. I live here. I take care of this. You break anyone or anything here, I break your fingers.
Okay, cool. As he just calmly activates Speak with the Dead, Death One spell, so that way he can see ghosts for the scene.
Um, there are actually quite a few ghosts walking around, and two of them are standing right behind Grub. They look like your stereotypical Wild West pioneers. Farmer and a farmer's wife. I'm gonna put Grub's overlay up while you look at the ghosts.
Yeah, he's looking straight at the ghosts, and he'll just kind of wave at them.
Oh, you're like our daughter, they both say in union. She looks between the ghosts, him, ghosts, him. He's like me? You can prove I'm not crazy to the police.
I think we can only do that if you stop sleeping at the graveyard. I think your mom and dad would very much appreciate it if you didn't do that. Or would you prefer that? I don't know.
She can take care of herself. It's whatever she wants to do. She's an adult now. Yeah, her parents are kind of passive, Dawn whispers.
And he'll just look at her parents and he'll just say, then why are you guys still here?
'Cause we owe her.
Oh, her what?
Grub looks confused between them. Like, Grub, honey, take some of the money out of the church and go buy some more drinks. Okay. Gone. They're like, we thought trading her would protect us and her little brother from the others. It didn't. They ended up just killing us and taking both the children. Well, the man stops and chuckles. It ended up killing my wife and taking both the children. I survived till I pissed off some Indians, Redskins, savages, whatever the fuck you call them nowadays.
I think the correct term now is Native American, but okay.
Meh. He kind of like rolls his eyes and scratches his balding head. You can tell by the discoloring on him that he also had a case of smallpox going during his death.
Oof. So, do you regret what you did?
Hell no. You know how much money and goods they gave us to sell and barter with and trade? And she got to go to a land that would make her immortal.
But she
So,
misses you.
please, she only had a year and a half left before she got married.
Do you think that matters to her?
It doesn't matter what she wants, she's a woman. See Dawn gripping her bag very tightly. She goes, I may not see them clearly, but I do hear them clearly.
Hmm. All right. Then again, you're here because you owe her?
Yeah, we still owe her fucking. Starts like counting on his fingers. Oh, how much would $35 in a bank account be nowadays? If it
A
was put in
lot.
1723. Yeah, but once is old enough to collect that money from the bank, we can move on.
But she doesn't age.
Yeah, she does. She just stopped aging while in Arcadia. Now that she's back, she's aging like a normal human child. She just has 8 more years.
Hmm. Okay.
I mean, come on. What's the worst thing a fairy could do to a child?
Have you read any of the old school fairy tales?
Her mother smiles apologetically and she goes, I'm a woman. It's not my place to learn to read.
Oh my god.
Don goes, should I start talking like that for the day to fuck with the teachers?
I don't think that'd be a good idea. I feel like you'd kind of break after the first 10 minutes.
Probably. The woman smiles and goes, well, Don, I have told you you're already an old maid. You should hurry up and find a nice man to lay on your back for.
Okay, I'm taking with me. We're going to watch some movies. And we're going to see how we do things in 2016.
Oh, God. Tim, revolutionizing all the old things.
Yeah, it's pretty much how it's going to be now. As fucking Avernus finally has a little bit of life to him, just like, okay.
Grub has come back also with 3 Red Bull cans in an arm. And she's already chugging one down. They're like, are those drinks healthy? And is it healthy for a child to have not slept in 6 days?
I wouldn't consider that the most conducive thing to someone's health.
Okay. She's like, I will go in my hole and sleep when the bad boys don't come around anymore. Who else is going to protect the bodies from them? You know, I caught them doing something bad with their genitals. Don's like, okay. I'm sure whatever they were doing wasn't super bad. She's like, but Miss Domfrey, buried in row 6, doesn't like what they do to her body.
Okay, so how about this? I could use a little bit of practice with whatever I am right now. You get sleep somewhere proper, and a few days out the week, I'll see if I can't come on over here and make sure this place is all good.
She'll stand up, she'll get very close to you, and she'll just like boop you on the nose and go, you want to see my room?
Okay.
The next thing you see is the crack between the side of the church and the parsonage where the preacher lives is what she squeezes in between. And it's only about 3 inches wide.
He's just kind of sitting there like I have no idea how I'm gonna. Okay.
I don't think Don says to you, I don't think Grub realized that we can't bend like a tunnel grub can.
Yeah.
Maybe your dick could fit in there, she says, chuckling.
Let's not go over that.
Touche. So the other spirits around, though, is one that looks like a Civil War soldier for the South, a nun, 2 boys you went to school with, 16 girls you went to school with, 4 your teachers, a very smooshed up looking, disfigured woman that you know was a local cop named Alice who died recently. You're not sure from what. And a woman who looks like she's from the Victorian era, but it's almost like to her nipple low and collar dress, and she's very pushed up white hair and tons of makeup on.
Okay, guys. I'm assuming you all don't want to be here anymore.
The 2 boys, you know, They used to actually talk to you sometimes during free break. They were all right kids to you. They weren't really friends. They'll look at you and go, "What are you talking about? We're still of service to him."
To who?
Him. He doesn't have a name. We just call him him. Why do you think we went into the school guns blazing? Took 123 bullets for that pig to put us down. And the other one like laughs and goes, You'd really think our security guard, Fat Johnny, would learn to shoot better."
He calmly looks for Fat Johnny.
Uh, Amazingly, he's not there. He's actually already moved on because he could not take it anymore. The pompous looking lady comes over to you and goes, "Would you be a doll and get some of these commoners away from my plot?"
Do you mean your gravesite?
Oh, yes, I guess you wouldn't know who I am. You look like a common folk. I was married to the founder of this silly little town. And she like fans herself. All you feel off of her is arrogance and a little stinge of lust. But you're not really sure for what. It doesn't feel like sexual lust.
Avernus doesn't really like, he's not gonna make us. He's not gonna talk
I
shit to the ghost.
I
Essentially.
know. I but as ST, I still feel like I should describe what you feel or hear off of them.
Oh no! I'm saying when I say Avernus isn't gonna talk shit, the comment he has in his head is your husband was common too because he didn't have a cell phone. Get it? Um, he's not gonna say that.
Uh I swear, you untrained noblemen beneath us completely, and she'll like stutter off. The cop Alice looks at you and goes, "Hi, Abel. Staying out of trouble?"
Yeah, I guess. Kind of
Mm.
know how to see ghosts now.
You've known that for a while.
Yeah, but
You just finally know what it is. So, she kind of looks over at Dawn. The district attorney's daughter and you are buddies now?
I guess.
Mm, not a bad catch. She'll kind of like push up on her smushed up face and she's like, "So, what do you want to practice first?"
Um, if I can learn how to deal more with you guys, then that could probably work. Wouldn't mind that.
Okay. Well, when you deal with us, you need to know, boy, there are multiple ways of us existing. There are those willing to talk, those who can't talk, and those who will not talk but will eat your face.
Okay.
Just like with the living humans, you need to be able to see the situation you're in and evaluate how best to handle it. Now, Dawn has all the books you need to learn how to channel and do your rituals. But if you ever need to talk or get some info, you just come to old Alice. Mind you, Alice is only like 36. She's not super old. Yay, 6 viewers.
Woo!
Um, she's like, if you want any information on those that are currently showing themselves, ask away. I know almost everything now.
Okay. So, do you guys haunt things? Like the grudge and shit?
We can. Not all of us find entertainment in that, and there are things we have to do for ourselves to stay established. For example, where I died is a place I haunt because it's an anchor emotionally for me.
Okay. Do you want to stay here?
I want to stay for a little while longer. I want to see how everything turns out. I want to see one of the fairy folk that works with Grub get his just desserts. You see what he did to my face? Like points at her smashed up face.
Hmm.
Granted, I had no control of myself when this happened. You know, possession and all that.
I have an idea for something weird. I'll have to look more into it, but I'll get back to you on that.
I do gotta warn you, pompous lady there, she says she was the founder's wife. She's not. She was his mistress. The two kids say they helped commit the shooting. They didn't. They pissed their pants and hid behind a female teacher. Uh, Grub's parents, they're a-holes and racists, and they don't even realize they're being racist. Grub's improved a lot since going to public school. Uh, she'll kind of look around. The soldier over there, well, she looks at it. Don't take this the wrong way, but you got the wrong skin complexion to be talking to him.
We can fix that.
The nun, I don't really know much about her. Most of the time, she's just crying. And there's a priest inside the church. His name's Father Dante. I'd be careful with him. He's not a ghost. He's not a mage, and he's not a changeling. But he's not a normal human either. There's something weird and off about him.
Okay.
He's the one who brings the boys around that Grub calls the bad men. And they do everything from what we consider satanic rituals to digging up and fucking corpses. The boys look about 15 and 13. One's got tattoos all over him, the other has multiple piercings.
All right.
And never, ever make out with the girl y'all guys call Weave at your school.
What? Oh, okay.
Any saliva or bodily fluids from her are extremely toxic to normal humans. She tries to avoid it and be safe, but she's like Grub. She was taken, and she became a spidery person.
Oh, what now?
Ask her sometime to show you how to web spin, and she'll get that you're not just a regular.
Okay. Hmm.
Grub's come out of her wall, by the way, and Dawn's been explaining to her that you can't go into the wall like she can, and she's sad now. Your bones don't bend like mine?
No, they do not. I know that definitively. I do not want to see if they can because I know that they can't. He says very clearly.
um yeah, she looks at him and kind of pouts and she goes, "Well, at least you're like the other part of me and can talk to all of these people." Emotions at all the graves.
Have you helped any of them move on?
I've helped some of them. A couple refused to go, but they were turning crazy, so I had to banish them. That tended to hurt me and them. I didn't want to, but if they had stayed on this realm any longer, they would have completely lost it. They would have gone feral, and I don't know how to deal with things once they've gone feral.
I'll look into that.
Okay. Uh, she'll she'll kind of shrug and she's like, "Well, have you have you talked to the crying nun yet?
No, not yet.
Her name's Magnolia. Most people just call her Mag or Knoll for short."
Okay. I'll go talk to her.
Okay. I'm gonna take a nap. Ton said you guys would be here for a while.
Yep.
Don't drink my Red Bull, Don, she says as she goes back into the wall. She sent me a picture of her room in there once. She has like a hammock bed and a bunch of stuffed animals. You're not really missing out.
Okay. We'll look around. Just kind of.
I don't have an overlay yet for Mag, so I'll have to get some done. The nun will look over at you, and like her face is perpetually, no matter what she does with her spirit abilities, she can never make her face unstained from tears, and she's got a long rope burn all the way across her neck, and they're around her arms, and from what you can see of her ankles, they're around her ankles too. And what you could see on her hands before you see the rope burn in the cuff of her sleeves is burn marks. And she's got a few burn scars on her face also.
Hey.
Oh, I'm sorry, my child. She'll like wipe the tears away and she'll be like, "Did you come for confession?"
I came here to just talk to you.
"Oh, that's so sweet of you, my child, but I don't need it. I'm okay." And just like bawling. There's like a puddle under her where she's leaned over crying.
Okay. You don't look all right.
I can still feel the pain of the being burned. That's all, dear.
Okay. Let me see if that's what they. Hold on, out of character. I'm checking something. All right. Sweet. Yeah, I think he can do that. Does it look like her corpus has sustained? Does she look like she's taken damage, like actual damage?
Yeah.
He'll just kind of be like, hold on, let me try something.
A good way to put it, everybody here in the graveyard appears as they did the day of their death.
Yeah, so he's gonna try a thing, and he's like, I don't know if ghosts can get healed or not. Although this seems very flexible.
No, they ghosts cannot be physically healed. Now she could draw on you and get enough energy that she could make herself look different, but
Okay. I'm just gonna know out of character there is a death spell for that, but if you want to say that's not possible in this, that's cool.
She doesn't want to heal herself right now. She feels like she deserves it.
Okay, so this is a social thing. Okay. This is a okay. She's willing for this. As he kind of thinks about it, he's just like, okay.
Yeah, that's right. Whip that dice out.
Yep. Now I had my fucking dice ready. I was gonna do all kinds of crazy shit, but he'll just say, all right. So tell me, can you not fix all the pain and whatnot?
No, I can't do anything. They completely ruined the building, and she like motions towards the church. I mean, why burn down a perfectly good church if you're just going to build another one over it? And why couldn't they let us and the children out first?
Okay, that happened.
I always have at least one scene per player. I fuck with them. I will find that button to push.
So, okay. So they burned the church down. Um, what about the children? What happened with them?
They locked us inside and then set it on fire.
Are they with you here?
Oh no, no, heavens no. I helped them pass on. They don't need to be here for all this. I would much rather they be at God's side than here.
Then why aren't you there?
I haven't finished my work. There's still grub, and the church needs tending, and there's so many chores, and a matron, uh, um, uh, a nun's work is never done, boy, even after death.
I think I would agree with me when I say that I think you've done more than enough.
No, every time I turn around, since I died, there's been something horrible living in that new church. They either need to fix it and make it a real church again, or put something else there that isn't a sham.
Okay. So if someone were to fix this church, that would help you quite a bit and give you some ease.
That and prove the children and us nuns were not witches. I mean, we had one child who could perform miracles, and since we sheltered her from the town, they said we were all under her spell.
Yeah, dumbasses tend to say things like that.
5 Hail Marys.
What?
You swore, so she told you to say 5 Hail Marys. You know,
Just
though,
blanking.
boy, I know someone you could help much more than me.
Okay.
Some people abuse the word of God and they use it to hurt others. She'll point towards one of the back mausoleum areas. There is not much happy history to this town, so be safe how many dark roads you take without a candle.
Thank you for the advice.
She'll go back to weeping.
Okay.
It's not even really crying for herself, you can tell that much now. It's more crying over the building. um, in the mausoleum area, if you go over there,
Yeah, which is where he's going next.
everything
Fucking,
feels extremely cold and your throat feels very parched. Just you don't really know, like, just something feels off. You're not sure. There's someone sitting on the stairs. You can tell that's a ghost. But something's pulling you to the inside of the mausoleum.
we'll probably head on in.
The ghost goes, "Be careful, she bites."
Is there anything I can do to protect myself from biting?
She's religious.
Don't mention I'm an atheist then. Got it.
She made most of us drink the Kool-Aid when we wouldn't accept her as God.
She's one of those. Okay.
Um, Once you get inside, there's not a tomb in the middle of the mausoleum like you thought there would be. It's a long red carpet, like you would see almost in a Hollywood red carpet walk, leading up to like a little half step. And then there's a very old fashioned Victorian Gothic chair, and sitting in that chair is this little fucker.
Okay.
This one looks at you. She looks very groggy and very pale, and you can tell she's not a ghost. And that's exactly how she looks, the overlay.
Okay. So she's not a ghost at all. Um, ooh, Avernus still has his grim side active.
Oh god. Um she looks ashy gray pale, and her cheeks look sunken into you. And when she opens her mouth to smile at you, instead of a normal smile, she has a set of long things that go almost over her bottom lip. Well, hello, pretty little boy. Mind you, she looks like a little kid and is saying this.
Hey there.
It's been so long since I've had a new face visit.
Oh,
Tell me, how are the city folk? There aren't many people out when I go out to visit. You will notice the inside of every stained glass window, by the way, has been covered with heavy, heavy drape carpeting. Like, like cement nails drove through them to hold them up. And the only lighting are like candles scattering across the floor to the door. By the way, boy, I need you to close that door, please. I have a very bad allergy.
what's empathy?
You notice any sunlight that gets even close to the bottom of her chair, she's like pulled her legs up and is moving away from.
Yeah, he'll basically he'll what he's gonna do is he'll close these. You said they were blinds, was it?
It's a door that you had open to come
Oh, it's
in.
a door. Okay.
All the windows have been covered. She just needs you to close the door now.
Will it be pitch black if he closes the door?
No, no, she has candles lit lighting the room. She has no problem with fire due to her age, her real age, not how she looks, but it's sunlight she still has issues with.
Okay. He'll go ahead and close it and still kind of be near it. So basically, he'll have an action ready for if she bites, he's opening the door.
What's your name, pretty boy?
um, Avernus.
That's a nice name.
And what's your name?
Ah, she smiles and she goes, my name is Victoria. Victoria Windsor Montenbourg. My family's from Britain. And she kind of bats her eyelashes at you. You can make an intelligence wits check. Well, or wits academics, or intelligence academics, sorry.
To intelligence academics. There's one. Yay.
You would actually know this pretty easily if you've studied any extended world history. That's the royal family's last name.
Oh boy. And what was the last name again?
Windsor Roebuck. They have two last names attached to them.
Okay.
Tell me, how's my great niece doing on that throne of hers?
Um, she's doing pretty well. She's very popular.
Hmm. Did that boy of hers really marry that common wench?
I think.
Ugh. It's just like and she opens her mouth and you can just see all her teeth are kind of like little fangs, sharp little points until you get to those big front fangs that are long and sharp.
At this point, Avernus as well as Tim is starting to put two and two together. Well, he already kind of had an idea. I already had an idea, but now Avernus is like, oh shit, they're real too. In the back of his head.
I swear to God, I will do some kind of rage check if you ask her if she sparkles.
No, nah. But he's just gonna be like, okay. So
Can I taste you, boy?
I think I'm good.
I won't bite.
Well, you see, I particularly taste very bad. I got the Ebola.
You too?
Yep, it's actually treatable now.
Do you
So
have the Black Plague also?
no, that I don't have.
Add a character note if you took common sense, dear.
No.
Okay, never mind. You might want to make a roll of some kind then to get
What kind of
this.
roll?
Uh, Wits empathy.
Wee! Nothing. Let's get it.
She's gotten up and she's like she like sways as she walks. And it looks really creepy for a little girl to be walking like that. Over to you. She goes, "Let me see your hand. I won't hurt you. You're the first person to visit me in a long time."
Okay, we'll just go ahead and just offer his hand, and he has a real quick. He has another action ready. If she extends those goddamn fangs and bites into him, he's gonna use a death 3 effect and fucking does the
Uh,
almost of lethal.
he does not bite into him, but he does feel a sharp prick. And when he looks down, her fingers have some of his blood on them, and she's licking it off her fingers and walks back over to her chair. You notice she has those full finger rings on that
Mhm.
end up in little claws. She has a little set of those on.
Fucking gangrel out of character.
You taste almost as good as my brother did. Kind of like licks her rings clean. Don't worry, I won't eat you. Here too, other sidey. Go on, go back to your little friends in the sunlight. I'll be seeing you around.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and before you go, just remember, no matter what you do, this is my fucking city.
As he steps out, and I just realized that's the Prince of Salem.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Bet you could guess her clan too.
Gangrel, you already
No,
know.
no. She has diablerized a couple of gangrels though.
Okay. The only thing I could possibly think is Maquette.
She's
Um,
she's actually Ventru. She's a
I
very
thought that
odd bird, Ventru, though.
Yeah.
Um, when you step out, you notice the ghost girl is sitting there like praying, and please don't let the new guy be dead. Please don't let the new guy be dead. I'll actually believe in you if the new guy is not dead.
I'm not dead.
Hallelujah, I'm Christian. So, yeah, any questions?
Kind of leans in. She's she doesn't she doesn't sparkle, does she?
The woman bursts out laughing. She goes, "No, no, they don't sparkle. Have you ever seen Nosferatu
uh,
or Blade?
yeah, I've seen Blade. Blade's pretty cool.
They're closer to Blade than Twilight.
Okay.
Yeah, some of them can be really pretty, like the boss lady in there. But you do realize she's killed and devoured like 8 of her own kind. She's like old, like really, really old.
Yeah. Kind of picked up on that.
Yeah. Just don't tell anybody she's here or I'll get in trouble. She's got this guy that works for her and I can't really leave until I get my doll from her. I'm kind of bound to that doll, and if I'm bad or she gets, you know, words that I'm doing anything against her, she tends to take it out on the doll.
Okay. Lips are sealed.
Thanks. So, you know she's royalty, right?
Yeah.
You didn't let her taste you, did you?
Yeah, that happened.
Oh, yeah. You realize she can find you now, right?
No, I did not, but
You might want to go to Dawn for some defense on that. It won't kill him, but if you can stake him through the heart, it'll put him to sleep.
okay.
Although you look kind of nerdy as fuck.
I have heard that, yes.
So, she goes, new at all this. Any other questions?
If I need you guys to do anything for me, how would I barter?
Barter? Oh, that varies person to person. Like, for example, if you wanted to do something with me, I would ask you to let me use your body for one night. Not in that manner. I would ask to possess you for one night. I have this cliche. My vessels have to be willing.
Okay.
I'd just be inside of you. You'd see everything going on. I'd control everything else though. And I would make an agreement like I won't go on a raping pillage rampage or I won't commit murder. Well, whatever, contract wise you'd want us to agree to. There's also another girl in town named Victoria you might want to meet, not Boss Lady. This one also goes by the street tag name Eye for Eye. Add a character note, Tim, your character would have seen her graffiti around town, but you
Hmm.
wouldn't have known it was even a she until just now.
Okay. Okay.
She's like, she normally hangs out around the police station. She protests the cops a lot. And at midnight, she's found on the bridge. So you might want to meet up with her. I mean, she's not a mage. She's a human, but she's not your regular human. She's she's all gun and no bullshit.
Okay.
Other than that, I would just say watch out for the wolves. Because once they get that blood pumping in them,
The who?
I- they're wolves, humans. Moon comes up, they go, ow, and
Fucking
transform.
serious? They're real too?
Pretty much everything out of every story's real. We even had a mummy here in Salem for a while. That
Oh,
is,
what the fuck?
yeah, that one was different. Dawn told me about how that one was handled.
Oh, that's fun. Okay.
So head up Dawn's shop, read up, because anything imagined exists somewhere.
I'm also going to assume that it can kill me.
If it wanted to, probably. I mean, you just met a like 3,000-year-old vampire and it didn't kill you. Then again, it may want to just bound you to it and use you.
Okay, how does that happen?
Not really sure. She never really explained that far to me. She does make some good Kool-Aid, though. Till that last picture of it. And we found out there was arsenic in that last one.
Ooh, okay.
I can give her that much. She never leaves any loose ends. Of course, she doesn't know I'm still technically around besides that doll. She doesn't know I can leave that doll on my own. I just have to stay close to it.
If you ever want to. Oh, no, wait, never mind. He doesn't have the mage lore for that yet. He needs to learn more about mages before he can start casting
Oh
random
yeah.
death spells.
She goes, you should go into the church, pay a little tribute to Father Dante. Worst case scenario, he'll use it to buy food. Best case scenario, Grub will use it. And we'll see you around.
See ya.
She'll kind of stretch out. As you walk off, you'll notice there's a piece of graffiti art on the side of the church that says, "Eye for eye was here, land clean of targets."
Ooh, okay.
There's also one tombstone that you notice at the corner of your eye has holes in it. If you want to make a investigation intelligence roll, yeah, you re-roll that 10. Um, you can tell only this much. They're bullet holes. And there is some blood splattered around those bullet holes.
Um,
It,
Death matter effect to get a little bit of help on it.
go ahead.
Woo. Actually, I don't. When you combine two spells, do you lose the lower arcana or the higher one?
The lower.
Okay, sweet. This one matter two. This one. That's two.
Uh, you notice the blood is rather old and dry, and there's silvery colored flakes in those bullet holes. And there is a bullet shell in the grass below it. It looks maybe 3 or 4 weeks old.
Is it that actual silver?
If you want to pick it up and try to look at it and see if you can figure it out, I believe that would be academics investigation.
Okay. Can he get bonus dice because he has some matter side up?
Yeah. If you also have anything in science, you can add that.
Okay, so it's what's intelligence investigation?
Investigation academics, because you would have to have some kind of class to know this.
Oh, I so no attribute? Okay. Um no, nothing.
Really? Nothing at all? I
It
said
was
you could I said you could add your science and your other roll to it also.
Okay, my bad, my bad. So
You
that's
had 2 9s before, so
science.
that's 2 successes.
So that's two. That's better.
Okay. Yeah, you can tell that's definitely a silver bullet, but whatever it hit, it did not have enough blood to kill it.
Okay.
So, do you want to keep this bullet?
I'll probably hang on to it. Yeah.
All right. Um, you pass the soldier who mutters, if you get Dawn to teach you, you can track some things off items.
Ooh. Okay.
Just be careful what you go looking for. I know you dark ape people aren't that bright.
I'm sorry.
He turns and looks at you. Mind you, his whole chest is nothing but a hole, and there is a cannonball sticking out of it.
It's not going to stop the guy with the vice wrath, with the wrath vice, to be like, "What's up?"
You heard me, boy.
I'm not the guy with a hole in his chest.
Yeah, you win this round.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna win every round. I'll see you later. I'm
I just like imagined you guys like playing chess and you like yelling racial slurs at each other for the chess. God damn it. All right. So, as we do that, we'll wrap up with Dawn taking you to her shop, which you've seen in so many descriptions before. I'm sure everyone viewing and you don't care to hear it again.
mm-hmm.
And she'll give you a basic beginner's guide to witchcraft and mage spells. And one's a notebook she gives you, but it looks like it's already been written. And she goes, "That's my own personal research and rituals. I want you to study them and see if any of them appeal to you, and then we'll practice them." She then also gives you a book that's like the big encyclopedia of fables and mythological creatures. Do your homework, dear. And after she hands you those, she'll start rolling up one of her joints on the counter right there in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
She'll light it up. She'll blow a little in his face. Go, "All right, stud muffin. You should get home."
Get arrested if you use that.
"I have a medical card that lets me use this."
You got the glaucoma.
No, no, they issue it for PTSD now.
Oh, hey, okay.
All right, and with that, my dear players and my 7 viewers, I'm going to end the scene. Be good.